If it's time to replace your brake pads and you want some better performance than a factory style set, this PowerStop Z36 Extreme Truck and Tow Carbon Fiber Ceramic Brake Pad Kit for the front or the rear is a great choice to consider for your 2020 or newer 25 or 3500 HD Silverado. Now this set is for the HD Silverado owner doing anything with their truck that involves towing or hauling, and even is just a great upgrade compared to the factory for the heavier HD model, especially if you've added larger tires or extra armor. Now while this set is just the pads, these will bring increased stopping power to the table while remaining comfortable on a day-to-day basis, being all around great choice for the HD. Now the Silverado HD 2500 and 3500 is already a heavy duty application. So when you start using your truck for what it's made for and adding some heavier mods, the factory brakes are ultimately going to wear faster and sometimes may not be up for the challenge depending on what you're doing. Now this set is specifically designed for tougher use and abuse, featuring a higher performance compound that will stop quicker at higher temperatures, keep the pad cooler with heat dispersion properties, and resist wear much better than the factory pad. Now with that, I mentioned these also have comfortable driving characteristics for day-to-day applications with a noise-free design, so you're not going to get any annoying squeaks, and less brake dust, so you're not constantly cleaning your wheels. Now the pads have a carbon fiber infused ceramic compound, which adds that additional bite to your braking system, and that carbon that's baked in is going to help when it comes to heat dispersion as well as reducing brake fade. The pad surfaces are also pre-scorched for faster break-in times, and they are slotted and chamfered, which does help when it comes to noise. Now one thing that makes this set stand out compared to entry-level and even mid-level choices is the stainless steel shims on the back, which help with heat dissipation to help keep the pads running cooler and more efficiently. So you've got a couple of different things within these pads that's going to help keep them cooler. Now the kit also comes with stainless steel hardware for good durability and everything that you need for a straightforward swap. Now just the pads come in at about $175, which is a little pricier than the standard set, but for good reason considering that this is one of the highest performing pads that you can get. Now they stand out with being specifically for higher weight and higher performance applications, and will work with both the front and rear, so you're not going to have to question when it comes time to pick up a set for your truck. Now install on this is a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, and will probably take you about an hour or so to get the job done. The install is going to differ on if you are going to install these on the front or the back. However, at this point, I'm going to hand it over to one of our installers. They're going to show you a detailed breakdown on how you can get these mounted up to your Silverado at home. So that wraps it up for me. Let's get into the install.
For this install, you will need a 16mm ratcheting wrench, a caliper hanger tool, a caliper compressor tool, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stand. Alright, today we're going to be installing some brake pads on our Silverado, so let's get started. Alright, so we've got our vehicle in the air, we've got the wheel off. Now what we're going to do is remove our caliper first. It's held on by two 16mm bolts. Got our 16mm ratcheting wrench. We'll get in and get those off, and we're going to hang our caliper up out of the way with our caliper hanger tool. One thing you want to be sure to do is loosen both before you fully remove one. Got them both out. Caliper up. Caliper hanger tool. Hang this up out of the way. Now we can remove our pads, so those are just going to pop out of their ears, like so. We can set these aside. And once you got this side off, you can repeat the same process for the other side. Just want to point out that we are installing these pads on the front of our vehicle. However, these pads will fit the front or the rear of your Silverado. The process and the tools are the exact same for the front or the rear. Now we can install our new pads. So they're going to go in just as our old ones came out. You want to line your ears up with your clips. Slide those in. Pop those into place. Make sure that sits flush with your rotor. Then we'll do the same thing for the inner pad. So now that we've got our pads in, we're going to need to compress the pistons on our caliper in order to make room for our new pads. So I've got a caliper compressor tool. We'll get it in here and compress these pistons. Now, if you don't have one of these, you can use C-clamps and a sacrificial old pad, one of your ones you just took out. You just have to clamp this down evenly because it is a dual piston. Now we're going to reinstall our caliper. Let's get this around. Make sure you don't twist your brake line in the process of this. Work our caliper in position over our pads. Once you get one of your caliper mounts in position, you want to reinstall your 16mm bolt. Get our other one in. And we'll grab our 16mm wrench and tighten these back down. Now once you have this side on, you can repeat the same process for the other side. Always remember to torque your hardware back down to the manufacturer's specifications, and also pump your brakes up before you attempt to drive the vehicle to rebuild your brake pressure. Alrighty, that about wraps up our review and install of our PowerStop Z36 Extreme Truck and Tow carbon fiber ceramic brake pads for the front or rear of your 20 to current Silverado and Sierra 2500 and 3500 HD. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Silverado, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.